Now, your starting lineup for Sports Sunday. Starting at anchor, a 5'4" Aries from Centerville, Virginia, and a wannabe Wisconsinite. She's a former cross-country star at James Madison University. Put your hands together for Jen Chapman. Also starting at anchor, a 6-foot Leo from Birmingham, Alabama. He's got a degree in graphic design from ITT Technical Institute. He's a father of 3, B.J. Millican. This is Sports Sunday.
And welcome in, everyone, to Sports Sunday. Happy Easter. I'm B.J. Millican.
Happy Easter. I'm Jen Chapman. Never a dull Sunday around here lately. And today, that theme continued as Alabama reportedly has hired their 20th head basketball coach, Avery Johnson. Numerous reports came out this afternoon that after meeting with AD Bill Battle last night in Dallas, Johnson verbally accepted an agreement to become the head coach of the men's basketball program in Tuscaloosa. We spoke with the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, about his reaction to the reports that Bill Battle has landed a pretty big fish.
Yeah, in terms of name recognition, there's no doubt. I think on any hire, no matter how good it looks or how bad it looks, depending on which end of the spectrum you are in any job, any selection, you don't know until later on when things play out. But in terms of name recognition, a guy who is incredibly well thought of as a person, as well as a guy with his ties to the game itself. There is no doubt that while this may be a little surprising to some until the last couple of days, that Coach Battle has indeed gone out and gotten a great name that people seem to be energized and excited about to be the next coach of the Crimson Tide.
And here's a look at Avery Johnson's coaching experience. The Louisiana native has not only coached in the NBA, he's experienced great success there with the Dallas Mavericks, leading them to the NBA Finals in 2006. He also won an NBA title as a player with the San Antonio Spurs. So the local reaction has been one of excitement, but even on the national scale, the reaction has been very positive.
It really has. National analysts from Seth Davis to Bill Simmons and all points in between have praised the potential hire. Even though Johnson doesn't have any college coaching experience, many are looking at his personality as a huge plus in recruiting. We spoke earlier tonight with Dave Buzz Baker, an SEC network analyst, about the positives of this potential hire.
He's certainly got a big name. He'll be able to attract recruits. Question is, can he get it done as a head coach? And that'll be, at the collegiate level, that'll be answered pretty quickly. So that's interesting. Yeah. So I think it's kind of become an arms race in the SEC, and the money's there now. The money is there because the SEC network and other things that ADs like Bill Battle can use to get guys interested that they might not have been able to get interested before. But the question is, have they got the right fit? Have they got the right person in the right spot for the right job? And I think that's going to be one of the most interesting things to see moving forward.
And if we're going by former Alabama athletes on social media, they do have the right guy. Tonight, a sampling, Rod Grizzard, Mo Williams, both praised the hire. Even former Bama football players Mark Ingram and LaRon McClain chimed in with praise on social media. Now, we still have no official word from the University of Alabama that he has been hired, but we would expect to hear something as soon as tomorrow.
And of course, any announcement would probably be discussed at Monday's national championship game. Last night, the Kentucky Wildcats saw their perfect season come to the end at the hands of the Wisconsin Badgers. They finished 38-1, still a school record for the wins. Coach Cal was disappointed, but appreciative for a great year.
There it is.
What they did all year just took us all on a ride. Our staff, our school, our state took us on a ride, and we all wanted to win those last two. These kids wanted to win it in the worst way. But you got to give Wisconsin credit. They did to us what we have done to teams.
And here it is. The national title game is set. The Duke Blue Devils will try to win Coach K's 5th national title, while Wisconsin will be going for their first national title since 1941. Exciting stuff as basketball winds down, but softball isn't winding down. It's cranking up.
That's right. Alabama playing Kentucky, but these Wildcats not undefeated.
Nope.
It was the rubber match. Winner takes the series. The Wildcats trying to get something going against Alabama on the softball diamond. Do we have the highlights? Here we go.
There we go. Hey!
Here we go. Third inning. The Wildcats trying to get something going. The infield pop. Well, watch the defense. Demi Turner pulling the double play. There we go. Good defense there by Demi. Top of the sixth. We are still knotted in a scoreless tie until Chandler Dare dropping a single with the bases loaded into center. 2 runs come across. That was enough for Alexis Orizo. 10 strikeouts for her, a complete game shutout, 2-0. Bama wins the series 2-1. So a good way to end the week for the Tide. They're on to UAB on Tuesday.
And we've still got more to come on Sports Sunday. We're getting a little deeper into our conversation with Chris Stewart on the reports of Bama's new head coach, Avery Johnson. Will he be able to recruit? We'll talk about that coming up next.
To this day, his competitiveness, his willingness to do what needs to be done to win, doesn't matter about him. It's never about that. It's about his teammates and what has to happen to win. And our kids these days sometimes don't understand that because they see all the fluff and all the stuff on ESPN and the dunks and all that. Avery was about doing things for his team.
That's Greg Popovich, Avery Johnson's former coach, on the night the Spurs retired his jersey. Pretty high praise for a man of very few words. He's just one of the mentors Avery Johnson has had in his corner.
That's right, and we haven't heard a lot of people who aren't excited about this potential hire. We spoke earlier with Chris Stewart of the Crimson Tide Radio Network. The chance to restore a little excitement to the program if these reports are true.
I think it's huge, PJ. You know, I'm never a believer that you worry completely about winning a press conference because that lasts one day or maybe 1 hour, and then you have to go out and you've got to win games in order for that to matter. But he is a guy that frankly, I've spent about the last hour just watching his jersey retirement ceremony on YouTube when he was with the Spurs. And when you hear guys like David Robinson, Greg Popovich, Sean Elliott, Tim Duncan talk about him, and then he grabs the mic and takes the room. I mean, he is an incredibly captivating individual, tremendous charisma that I think will play extremely well in the homes of recruits, and I have no doubt whatsoever it's going to play extremely well to Alabama basketball fans as well.
And Chris, one of the only drawbacks has been Johnson's lack of college coaching experience. How big of a factor is that in your opinion?
It's a fair question, but I think it's one that may be overblown because here's the deal. I don't care whether you've been a head coach in college or not. A major part of what you do is building staff around you that will help you to be successful. I have no doubt whatsoever he's going to do that. Also, the fact that the guy has coached the team to the NBA Finals, the fact the guy has won an NBA title, the fact that he spent time learning under both Greg Popovich and Don Nelson, two of the best basketball coaches, period, I think is a tremendous asset to him. The man knows the game. The guy knows how to coach. Are there different nuances to the college game? Sure. Is it different recruiting? Yes. But, again, I think recruiting so much of that is your personality. I think it's being a genuine person and being able to convey that. And everything that I have heard from people that know him well, they think that is going to make him extremely successful with the college game.
And building off of that, with Avery being a name, how much of a factor will that make in him walking into a kid's living room and having instant credibility?
Well, it helps. I don't know that kids remember watching, the kids will be recruiting, remember him playing. They remember him coaching. They remember seeing him on ESPN. And thanks to YouTube, they can go and find him as a player. And that will be difficult to go and see what Avery Johnson as a player was all about. But this goes back to the original question about name recognition, and there is absolutely no doubt that Coach Battle has brought in somebody that will bring name recognition to a high degree. It's already got people excited. I think it'll be the same with recruits. And then you go and try to present your specific message and vision for what you want to do with this program. And like everybody else, I think I told you in a message earlier today, I'm excited about the hire, but I'm even more excited that people seem to be so excited about it. It's got a buzz. It's got interest. I think he's a genuine person, again, from everything that I've read and heard about him and seen over the years. And I can't wait to see him coaching on the sidelines for the Crimson Tide.
Great stuff there from Chris. And, it's funny. Everyone seems to have an impression of Avery Johnson. So I can't wait to see kind of the impressions. People have Nick Saban impressions.
Oh, with his voice. And I did hear recently in an interview he's no longer the little general.
He's not. He's not the little general anymore. We can't
anymore.
call him that. I think I called him that last night.
Oh, no. We're wrapping the show up next with our favorite things and a huge trade by the Atlanta Braves, so stay with us.
Giving up already. We're back on Sports Sunday. A huge trade just one day before opening day. The Atlanta Braves unloaded Huntsville native Craig Kimbrell and Melvin, formerly BJ, Upton to the Padres for Carlos Quentin, Cameron Maben, a pair of prospects, and a draft pick. Now, Kimbrell is coming off an all-star season and is really thought of as one of the best closers in baseball. So a lot of confused Braves fans, but they do get Upton off their hands. He was a big contract kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but your hand motions did a good job. A lot of happy Nationals fans out there. So it's now time for our favorite things. This week, it's new NFL referee Sarah Thomas.
Yeah.
She becomes the first permanent official in the NFL.
The 41-year-old mother of three was also the first woman to officiate an NCAA game in 2007. So good for her, and it's about time, right?
That's right. Go women.
It's about time. That's all the time we have for tonight. Actually, she said 30, so we got a little bit more
time to talk.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about
lots of stuff coming up this week. We're going to expect an Avery Johnson release possibly as early as tomorrow with a press conference. My guess, I'm going to prognosticate here, maybe a press conference Tuesday.
And WVUA may be carrying that live as well, so
Absolutely.
Stay tuned to us. And have a great week.
Have a good week, everybody.